Hello everyone, it's Maria here from pepperlyrose.blogspot.com.au. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Sydney, Australia. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to show you this month's thank you cards that I'm going to give to my customers, and I am using the beautiful Bouquet stamp set along with the Bouquet Bunch Framelit dies. You can buy these in the current annual catalogue. You can buy them as a bundle with a special item number, and you can get 10% off, or you can buy them separately. I'm also using today the beautiful Pinewood Planks Dynamic Embossing folder. I'm really in love with the wood grain look. I'm also going to use a few other things too, but I'll go through them with you as we go along with the project, so I just don't sit here and waste time. Okay, so what we'll start off with is our card base. So I'm using today Whisper White. Okay, and this is half an A4. So I've cut an A4 and I've scored it in half again to make an A6 size card base, which is the standard in Australia, and it makes it very easy to mail. And you feel free to use any card base you wish. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to burnish that score line with my Stampin' Up bone folder, excuse me. Okay. So that's our card base, very simple. I've got a layering piece of some Whisper White cardstock, and I'm using this one, and what we're going to do is we're going to emboss that with the Pinewood embossing folder. But before we do that, I'm actually going to use this little splatter from the Timeless Texture stamp set, which I didn't mention earlier, but as I said, it'll take too long. But I like using little elements from here and there because it makes it really, you know, interesting. So I'll just pop that on here. And I'm going to use wrong way, because I've got my clear grip on that side. And as you can see, no problem with it staying on. It is a cold day here in Sydney, so sometimes humidity and what have you plays a role. So what I'll do is I'm just going to use my Sahara Sand ink pad, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of splatters here and there just to add some interest. And there. Okay. And take that off. Oops. I'll pop that on my stamp set there so I don't lose it. Okay, now I'm just going to grab my Pinewood embossing folder, Pinewood planks. Okay, and this has, it goes this way, so the planks are going that way, so I'm going to make them go vertically. So I'm just going to stick my card front in there. And I was thinking of maybe inking the top half here of the ink. Yeah, I'm going to ink in Sahara Sand the top half here just slightly. Doesn't have to be precise. And I'm going to stick this now on top. Whoops. I don't mind that it's kind of smooshes. That's fine. And I'm going to grab my Big Shot, and I'll just grab my platform, which I forgot to do. So you just need your Big Shot platform. You don't need, actually I don't think I really like that. I'm just going to turn it over, and I'll just wipe it with some baby wipe, actually. That's the best way, I think. I'll leave it plain, I think. I wanted it plain. I thought maybe it'll look nice. I'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'll just emboss it. Just wipe off the ink from the embossing folder with some baby wipe. I've just changed my mind. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of winging it. So I'll just dry it off on myself so it's not wet. And I'll just stick my card front in there. Make sure it's nice and even. Get in there nice and even. It'll look weird if it's not. And I'll just grab a plate and I'll just put that through. And that embossed actually quite beautifully. I really like that. And the other side too has been embossed too, so we'll see how that goes. So I've got an option. So I've done it with ink, and then I've done it like that. So I'll see how it goes, okay? So I'll leave that, but it does leave a really deep, see that? A really deep impression. And that's on the other side. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Goodness gracious. Okay. I'll pop the big shot away for now, but I will be bringing it back up because we are going to do some cutting. Excuse me. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to stamp all these various flowers and what have you on a sheet of some Whisper White cardstock. And I've got all of my stamps that I'm using on my Versamark, so I know that they're there and I don't lose them. So, yeah, so we'll start stamping and then we will cut all these elements with our framelits that go with it. So I'll just grab some Sahara Sand ink again whilst I have it, and I'm going to stamp. Oh, where's that stamp set again? This looks like the wrapper for when you are you know, giving a bunch of flowers. So I'm going to stamp that in Sahara Sand. Oops. And I've conditioned my stamps. So I'm just going to stamp all of these items with inks, various inks, and I'll show you those as we go along. Sorry, I've just dropped everything. With this flower here, I'm going to use, let me see now, I'm going to use Blushing Bride. Got various colours of everything. And it's got like a little arrow. And that's to help you when you are cutting these out to position the framelit over the top without having issues. I don't really like the way that stamps, so I'm going to do it again. And do it up here. That's a little better. I think it's too inky. Okay, and then I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to use some rose red for that. I love rose red. It's a colour I don't use very often, but I do love the way it looks. It's just beautiful. So I'll stamp that. I stamped beautifully. I love that. Because it's rose red, I am going to clean that stamp off with my cloth here. I'll clean the rest off later. Forgot to bring my stamping mist out. Goodness. Sorry I bumped the tripod there. The next thing I'm going to do is just stamp this gorgeous little flower, and I'm going to do that in Pool Party. Stamp that up there. That turned out beautiful. And I'm going to stamp this in Daffodil Delight. Oops, there it is. Okay, stamp that in Daffodil Delight. And maybe I'll stamp that again too one more time. Okay, that turned out beautiful. I love these colours, really bright, happy colours. And, oops, again, so sorry, I bumped that. Then I'm going to use the stamens in the middle of these flowers. And that's these ones over here. These are really small, but I'm going to use that one and that one today. And I'm just going to stamp those in the middle of a couple of the flowers with some chocolate chip ink. Okay. So I'll use chocolate chip ink on here. And just stamp that in the middle, just gives a nice definition there. And with this one's here, I might use this one. Okay. And there. That turned out really cute actually. I like that. And what else? Oh yeah, I'm going to stamp the sentiment, thanks a bunch, because this is my customer thank you card for this month. So lots of stamping, but it's beautiful. I love the way that's turned out. Okay, so we'll cut these out. We'll see how it looks, and if we need to add extras or whatever, we can do that. I think I'll need to add some orange in here, I think. Let me think now. Yeah, I'm going to use another one of these little flowers here and make them orange. So I'll just get my Calypso Coral ink and I'll stamp a couple of those too. Just see how it goes. Okay. All right, so we'll bring up the Big Shot. And we're going to just start cutting all the various bits and pieces to it. So we'll bring up the Big Shot. And I'm going to get my magnetic plate this time. A cutting pad. And I'll put the sheet up here. And let me see now. I'll bring out my Thinlits and I'll start cutting. So I'll just start positioning these over the top. Okay, so I'll just position these all and I'll come back. Hi, I'm back. I've just positioned the framelits on top. That took me a little while because my magnets were kind of working against me, so I'll just pop that through the Big Shot. And then I'll go back again because I do have a more detailed Thinlit in there. So I've cut out these little flowers, which I'll use my my die brush to get rid of. And I'll show you how these look. So when you put them in the bouquet, they'll look absolutely beautiful. Okay, so these are like a little flowers, aren't they beautiful? And I'll just take out all the other ones that I've just cut. So that's that one, just beautiful. And then we have another two as well. They turned out beautiful, and this one too, that turned out great. So I'll just cut some more. So I'll just use my framelits to cut some more flowers. I don't know, for some reason, sometimes the magnets kind of work against you sometimes. Now, of course, my plates are a little bit worn, but still. Anyhow, sometimes it just happens that way, so you've just got to move it along so that they end up. See, now this one's not great, so I'll just move that slightly and it should work fine now. Yep, and I'll pop that through now, the Big Shot. Oh, and what I'll do with this one is I'm going to use my Stitch Shapes Framelits, and I'm going to cut out with a circle. Put that over the top of that sentiment because I think it'll look nice with the stitching. And I'll pop this through. And I love how these turn out. They just make it easy. So one sheet of cardstock can get, you know, you all these, look at that with the stitch shapes. That's just beautiful. That turned out really well. And I think I'll cut out this yellow one as well again. And then I'm going to use the other framelit that has for the wrapper. Okay. And then we'll get onto some other elements as well. I'm putting this together. Get in there. Okay. Okay. So look, it is quite involved, but I think the end result is absolutely worth it. And especially if you enjoy doing this, it's cute. So that's that one there. And there's the wrapper. And now we'll just start cutting out with some Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to cut out this die. I'm going to cut out with that die. That's just for the bunch of flowers. And with some rose red, I'm going to cut out a little bow, which comes with the framelits. And that's this one over here. So I'll just position that over there. And then I'll cut that through. Just a second, I'll make sure I position that properly. I had it right the first time. Okay, right here. Okay. So I cut through that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at this. The detail is amazing. I'll just put that down for now, but that's how that turned out. Okay, there's little things I'll have to push out, but yeah, but that turned out really pretty. I like that. And then the bow. I'll just get my dye brush. Oh no, no need for the dye brush. And that's the bow. That turned out really lovely. Then I'm going to cut out a sorry about this. I'm just going to cut out now a layering square framelit. And I'm going to use the largest of the scallops. I think that's the largest. Yep, the largest scallop. And I'm going to cut that out. There's a lot of big shot work on this one, but it's so worth it. I just love it. Okay, so cut that out. And that's with Pool Party. That turned out really beautiful. And then I'm going to use the Stitch Shapes Framelits again, and I'm going to cut out with the largest, or the second largest square. Let's hang on a second. And I'm going to use that in white. So that's this one. Is that right over the top of that? Perfect. Yep, I'll just grab some Whisper White cardstock. Just bear with me. Where is it? Okay. It's amazing. You think you're organised and then you end up forgetting things. So I'm just going to use the largest square of the Stitched Shapes Framelits. That's a tongue twister. Goodness, bring that up there a bit more so I can save some more cardstock. Crank that through. Okay. And now we're done with all the big shot work. So That looks fantastic. Love it. So I'll pop all of this away. Okay. And we'll bring back our card base. Okay, and that. And I think that looks nice as is. That looks great too. I'll have a think. I won't stick that down just yet. Now, with regards to that square that I cut out, I'm just going to layer it on this. And there's little bits here that didn't come out, didn't push through. So I'm just going to go off camera and I'm going to push all these through and then I'll be back. I'm back again. I just cut out the that image there with the pear pizzazz, and that's the basis of the whole thing really. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these two together with some fast fuse. So I'll just grab my fast fuse. I'll layer that on. I've got my kids off on school holidays, so I'm going to quickly do this as quickly as I can. Okay, so what I was planning on doing was layering this on here, putting this on top like that, getting the thanks a bunch and sticking it down there, then popping this on here, have that on there, and then with the bow here, and then just start layering on all the little elements. So all the little flowers in here, and then something here, and then like that, like this, and a little like underneath here, and popping some more pink down here, and just making like a little bunch of flowers. And I'll have this as well as an accent to put on top of all of that. So that's my idea. Isn't that beautiful? And I think I will stick with the Sahara sand ink on there. I think it looks lovely, different but nice. I think that looks a bit too. Let's see how that would look as an idea. That looks nice too. I don't know. I quite like both. Okay, so I'll just start sticking on at least the flowers and everything. So I'll just put that away for a second. I'll grab some of my glue. And I'll just lightly, hope it didn't clog up. It hardly ever clogs up, this glue. So it's like, this is like Tombow, okay? And I get this from Lincraft. But I've had this for a really, really long time. It sticks, it's very strong. But I'm thinking of getting the Tombow because I just find this is really hard to kind of distribute the glue on it without making a mess. So I'll just pop that on here, like so. Okay, then I'm going to add that little bit that wraps up the bouquet. Stick some glue there. So I'll just wrap that on there. Okay, that looks good. I'll add these little flowers just as like that, I think. Yeah. Just add those on. Quickly, get on. I absolutely love this stamp set and the framelits that go with it. It is so cute. And it adds, you can use this for any occasion, which is fantastic. So I'll pop this on, say here, or here, yeah, just about there. Just do it towards the bottom of that die cut there, so it doesn't get out glue. so it doesn't go everywhere. So I put it on here and then just layer that out up there. That's beautiful like that too. Okay, so I'll just stick that on here. I'll pop that one down here, I think. Yep. Get out glue. Here. And I'll stick this over here. I think that's nice, that breaks it up. Make that go up this way, I think it looks better like that. There's no right or wrong, guys. You can do this any way you wish. Almost done. Stick that one over there, I think. Yeah. Stick that over here. I think, yeah. Make that go, tuck in a bit more down there. And put this one here, like that. And I'll probably pop this in just there for good measure, yeah. So I want you to let me know which of these, what I'm going to do next you prefer. So I'll go with whatever I think, but then you let me know what you prefer. So I'll pop this bow. I like how we can add a paper bow. Makes a nice little embellishment. Just pop that over here. Oops. Like so. Okay, so that's our little, isn't that beautiful? Just love it. Okay, I'll just bring my card base around. So I'll just have a check. I'll just have a quick look, do a quick layout, and then I'll just add dimensionals onto these afterwards. So I'd like that to be around here in the middle, and then I'm going to add the thanks a bunch down there. So that's with the white. So I'll bring that up closer. And I'm not sure which of these to go with, but I absolutely love that. That's just nice, clean and beautiful. And then there's this way. And I'll add that there. It looks like that. And add the thanks a bunch. I don't know which of these you prefer. Actually, I'm not going to stick it down, but that's the idea. You can get two looks of cards there and see which one of these you prefer. But I hope you liked today's card. Sorry, it was a bit shambolic today. But yeah, just let me know which of those two you think. All right, guys, thanks so much for coming past, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.